So it feels like Christmas morning at Friends Green Porsche today. All these bits have come for the early silver 996. Some of these parts are for standard prep of the car, and some of them are additional purchases by the customer who's put the deposit down on it. So we've got front suspension, top mounts, bushes and bearings. Like with the car in episode 2, the Midnight Blue car, the bump stops are split. And if you've got to take the whole front suspension apart to replace these, it makes economic sense to replace the top mounts while you're there. So we're doing that in standard prep. Here you've got our IMS bearing kits. We offer this for £1,250 on top of the purchase of the car. You get an EPS cylindrical upgraded IMS bearing, much more substantial and chunky than the original, including the dual row that's coming out of this one. They can fail as well. Some people don't think that early cars fail, but it was actually the failure of the IMS bearing on an early car with a dual row bearing that prompted us to start offering this kit. So yeah, you get an EPS bearing, a Sachs clutch, like Porsche supply themselves, a rear main seal, and of course new bolts for the flywheel and the clutch. We've got some spark plug tubes. These are being done in standard prep. One had a bit of a weep, so we're going to replace the 3 on that bank. Solenoid seals, again, a little weep from one, so we're replacing both of those. This is a very handy tip. This is a hinge repair kit for the center console lid. The standard one is made of plastic and it breaks. In fact, if it hasn't been replaced already, it probably will be broken. We do a lot of these. You can buy this from Porsche. Here's the item code if nobody has it. So yeah, buy one of those. You can do that yourself, DIY, half an hour, and that'll fix that broken hinge on the center console lid. Coil pack heat shields. One of them's a little bit corroded on the car, so 2 of those, we're putting those on. Again, Porsche only parts. It's quite hard to get bits at the moment. Porsche main dealer is shut. Luckily, our supplier sent a van over to Germany, to one of the main dealers in Germany, to get some common parts. So we got those. Discs and pads all round. Now, the discs and pads on the car were okay. They were 40% worn. They weren't pitted, they weren't vibrating, but the customer said how much to put new units all round. So we've charged £375 for 4 Brembo discs, pads all round, and the wear sensors. So when buying a car from us, if you want additional work done like that, we'll quote you for cost. We won't charge any extra money for that. So £375 for the discs and pads all round. Air conditioning condensers, common issue on the 996. Again, like the brakes, they were okay. They didn't have big damp patches on them, which is the telltale sign of the fluid and gas leaking out. We were going to regas the car, but he said, look, while you're doing the other work, how much to put 2 new condensers on? So £225. We're putting 2 new condensers on and regassing the system with new sealing O-rings. There's a couple of other bits that we're doing that we haven't got here. We're doing the low tone horn in standard prep. It's not working, you've only got the high tone horn working. And the lower control arms on the suspension. They're not knocking and they haven't got play in the bushes, but they certainly weren't new. So the customer said again, how much to replace all 4 lower suspension arms? And we've charged him £600 for all 4 and the labour to do so. In addition, we're doing a minor service as usual. The alloy wheels are going off for refurbishment and the car will be freshly MOT'd. So I'm gonna do some more video underneath the car at Porsche Care as he's putting the parts on. So see you then. Okay, I'm down at Porsche Care and I've come down to just have a look at the silver car and check how he's getting on with the work and show you how the IMS goes in, etc. Let me spin the camera around to show you better. Gearbox is out, IMS bearing has gone in. He's not put the cover plate on yet. There it is, the new chunky IMS bearing. Got new arms all round. I put the condensers in the front. Lovely new Brembo discs and pads all round. Those bump stops that were split, they've gone on. New top mounts up there too. Wheels came back from refurbishment. They'll look lovely when they go on. And one thing I forgot, I had a set of exhaust boxes that have got the Gundo hack, which basically bypasses some of the exhaust gases so they don't pass through the back box silencer. And these have been professionally repaired. We take them off and we take them down to a welder of ours. So yeah, there we go. Update on the car. Don't think I'm forgetting anything. Not anything you can see. Coil pack heat shields have gone on. Customer decided he wanted new coil packs and spark plugs as well. So they've gone in. Solenoid seals done. Hinge repair kit done. Yeah, so we'll just wait on this and then we'll take the car out and see how it feels. It's later in the afternoon. I've just had the call from Porsche Care that the silver car's refresh is done. All those parts have gone on. He's been on it for 2 days solid. So I'm going to go down there now and pick it up. And behind me, I've got the Polar silver car from the last video. And he's going to fit that camshaft actuator. And I've also got another IMS bearing. So this one's also sold. I've had a deposit put down on it. And the customer also wants our IMS bearing kit done. So yeah, I'm going to go and swap over now. I'll see you in a sec. I'm back down at Porsche Care. Pick up the silver car. It's all done. All the bits have been put on. This little mini refresh is complete. IMS in, clutch done. Feels lovely and light. I can take it out for a drive in a second and put the camera in the car. And what we have done is I've swapped over with the Polar silver car from the other day. And he's doing the camshaft actuator that we spoke about. Have a little poke around underneath while we're here. He's doing the camshaft actuator, and I've also given him an IMS bearing because I've since the video taken a deposit on the car, and that customer also wants the IMS bearing kit and clutch done. So there's another one for him. It's a nice clean car underneath. What else have we got here? Got a nice turbo in. 968. Anyway, I'll jump in the car and we'll see what it feels like now. So first drive out in the early silver 996 then, since picking it up from Porsche Care a moment ago. It's had a pretty major refresh actually after the customer chose to have all that additional work done. They've been on it for 2 days straight working on the car. But first impressions, I mean, I've got a lovely light clutch beneath my left foot now, as they should be. You'll often go and try and buy one of these cars and the owner will try and convince you that, oh, the clutch is only heavy because it's a sports car, it's a Porsche, the clutch is meant to be heavy. It's not the case. That's the main sign of them getting old. The clutch in this car wasn't too bad, but it made economic sense to have it done as part of the IMS bearing kits. The steering feels lovely and tight now. The car actually felt tight and was without any knocks and bangs before anyway. There was no play in any of the bushes, but he wanted them done as they didn't look new, and yeah, it feels lovely and tight now, particularly with the addition of those top mounts and bearings we've done on the front when we were doing the bump stops that needed doing. Now, the brakes, they're all new. You can't be hard on the brakes for a good 100 miles. They need to be worn in, and that applies to the clutch as well. So what I'll do, I'll reset the trip computer and I'll tell the customer, don't drive the car hard coming off the clutch or onto the brakes for 100 miles, just so you know they're all bedded in properly. Ready to go now. It's at a real good service. The customer requested to have the coil packs and the spark plugs done as well as just a minor service that we were going through on the car anyway. It's been freshly MOT'd, the alloy wheels have been done and look really good. Things like the horn now work properly, the low tone's working as well as the high tone. Solenoid seals done on both sides. Spark plug tube, we did all 6 in the end, not just the 3 that we were planning to do on one bank. Armrest hinge working properly. That repair kit's a really good tip. So yeah, car's ready to go. The customer's actually in Wales and he's having it picked up on a transporter. So this will get loaded onto a transporter early next week and be on its way. So yeah, the customer's got a really good car. These early 996s, they're basic and they're analog and they feel it. They feel lightweight and you can feel everything and hear everything that's going on beneath you. And with that limited slip differential that this car's got, it feels really lively and it's just great fun to drive, particularly on a little country lane like I'm on at the moment. Okay, so I just got the car back to the showroom. I had a good drive down those country lanes, as you saw. It drives really, really well. It's really good fun. I really enjoy driving these early 996s in the Carrera manual coupe format. There's something about them, they just feel really involved, really alive. They give good feel and feedback to the driver. They feel nimble, particularly with this LSD option that this car's got. In a way, you saw that Porsche had that nice 996 turbo down there. In a way, I actually prefer driving one of these. You can kind of exploit all of their performance down those country lanes, like I was doing, as you can see from the bugs on the front. Whereas on a 996 turbo, down roads like that, they're too powerful for it, and you can't use all their performance. So these are more rewarding. Those alloy wheels look really smart now. Well, they've got a bit dirty on that drive. The brakes are already bedding in. So yeah, this car's all ready to go. And hopefully that'll be another happy customer. The showroom's still empty at the moment. You can see we've got the painting going on. So maybe in the next video I'll show the showroom full of the cars. All right, well until next time, cheers.